Hi there, welcome to Floating in Dreams, welcome to Eyeshadow Palette Month. Today we're going to be talking about my favorite one and done eyeshadows. Welcome to everybody watching today. Thank you so very much for joining me. This video is part of the series I'm doing all month because I'm posting daily in Eyeshadow Palette Month throughout the month of August. And today's topic is going to be my favorite one and done eyeshadows. I did this video last year. I think I do it once a year and I thought I could update you on it. So let's get swatching and showing you some of my favorite one and dones. Before we get into the video, I would love to tell you a little bit more about this channel, just in case you're new here. My name is Micah. I've been a content creator for more than a decade. I have fair skin with a cool to neutral undertone, and this greatly influences how I feel about makeup. Eyeshadow and eyeshadow palettes are definitely the bread and butter of my channel, so if that's something you're interested in hearing more about, then I hope you'd like to stay tuned for more and subscribe to the channel. In this video, I'm going to be sharing you my top 15 favorite one and done eyeshadows. Most of them are creams, some are liquid, and some are powder, and I'm just going to talk you through each one of those individually, you could say. There are sometimes multiple shades of the same product that I'm showing you in this video, because very often I have multiple favorites, but sometimes I also just have one favorite. So I think we're going to start with the liquids first, then we'll do the powders, and then we'll do the creams. So to be as helpful as I can hopefully be, I'm going to be swatching everything live for you in the video so that you can have a closer look at what these shades will look like and compare. I definitely have a favorite when it comes to one and dones, which is taupe and mauve, and sort of like these in-betweeny, cooler tone shades. Those are my favorite one and done, so I do apologize in advance if that's not your vibe, but these are the things that just really work for me. I have a range of price points here, so there are more affordable things, there are more expensive things, and I hope the swatches can be helpful. We're going to be kicking things off with one of the more affordable things in this video here today. This is the Essence Luminous Eye Tint, and this is in the shades Shimmering Taupe. I have since tried two of the other shades from the range. I didn't like them at all, so for me it's really just down to this taupe number. That's the one that I prefer, and this is so pretty. You can just see here at the top how much I've used up. Like, I think I've used a fourth of this tube. That's how much I love this. It shears out beautifully. You do have to be very careful with this if you want to put it on your lower lash line. I have found that on my lower lash line, this isn't the best. So the Essence in Shimmering Taupe is really pretty for that sheer wash of color. It shears out beautifully and it looks stunning on the lids. If you have a little bit more budget and you want a similar vibe, but a formula that I think is actually quite comparable, so you don't have to shell out this much money for sure. But I think the Lisa Eldridge liquid eyeshadows are really good as well. I'm holding up the shade Emily. It's a shade I wanted from the start. And now that I have it, I don't really feel I need any other shades because this is just so perfect for me. And it's like the warmer toned version of the Essence, I find. So the Lisa Eldridge is right here. It's got a little bit more shine, and then the Essence is right next to it. So I feel that depending on how the light hits it, like they just look identical. But the Lisa Eldridge, as I mentioned, is a little bit more of a golden undertone, whereas the Essence has a bit more silver to it. So if you want taupe, but you want it to be a little bit more warm tone, then this can be nice. But yeah, these essentially do the same thing. I don't feel that undertone truly shows up on your eyes if you're using either one of these. I feel they're very comparable. Next up is this guy. This is the Glossier Lit Star in the shade Fawn. This is so beautiful. And I really think this is a little bit sheer than the other two, but it's also a little bit more mauve. This has a little bit more purple in than the first two. The other two are definitely more of like a taupe, and this has that like slight hint of purple to it. You can just see the difference here. Like I said, these are all going to be super similar because I've got a type when it comes to my one and dones. The Glossier definitely shears out the most of these three, I feel. And it definitely, therefore, like shows up the least. But sometimes I want that. Sometimes I want that really clean look with just a wash of color. And I don't want it to build up too much. But yeah, of these three, I also think the Glossier one is the most with like a satin finish almost. It's a little less metallic as well, which makes it a little less obvious compared to the other two as well. But still very pretty. And the final one and done liquid shadow I want to show you is this one from RMS Beauty. This is the strobe, the eye light and strobe light. I don't love the paint tube. It makes it a bit messy. And you usually get way too much. So I'm trying to just give you a little bit of a swatch here. And this is also leaning more towards that mauve vibe, I feel. So I just dabbed a little bit here on the back of my hand. But this one pulls a bit more pink, I feel. Like it's a little bit more of a rose gold almost. So with these four, I get everything I want from a One and Done. A very cool tone taupe, a warmer tone taupe, a mauve, and a rose gold. And that pretty much suits all of my needs. And I just love liquid eyeshadow as a One and Done because you dab it on, you can blend it out with your finger, and you're done. So that's why these liquids I wanted to show you at first, because they are just some of my best ones and I really enjoy them. Next up are my favorite powder shadows for One and Done. And for these, I have one really expensive thing and the other options are actually quite affordable. So let's do expensive first. This is the Victoria Beckham Lid Luster in the shade Mink. I have a couple of the other shades, but those are all really dark and smoky, so I don't feel they make for great One and Dones. This is also on the deeper end of the spectrum, but still really, really pretty indeed. These come with the little lid, in case you didn't know. And then here we have what the product looks like. Really, really stunning. It is like a deeper taupe. It's a powder, but it's very creamy. Here's what it looks like on my finger. And then I'm gonna stick it right next to the other shades that I've got going on. So this is a lot darker than the other things. But what's so beautiful about this is that it really, really blends so easily. And the more you blend it, the more it sort of shape shifts. And you can go super smoky with it if you apply it like very full on like this. But if you sheer it out a lot, or if you use a very fluffy blush to apply it, you can really just do that wash of color if you'd want to. So with just one shade, you can do so much. I love pairing this with my smoky eye brick in Tuxedo. It makes for a really good taupey smoky eye, I feel. And this is definitely a little bit deeper than the other things. A little bit more work is needed to get this to the One and Done stage, but very pretty indeed. If you're looking for something that is much more affordable than that and you don't want it to be that intense, then try the water shadows from Kiko. This is shade 06 from the new range. They redid this entire formula, but this is essentially a type of slurry that you can apply wet or dry. Apply it dry and it is a sheer wash of color, which is my favorite way. Use it with a wet brush and it goes as intense as the Victoria Beckham. So options. This is again a really pretty taupey shade, as you can see. It is a little bit more brown leaning, I find, but so pretty. And I'm just swatching it dry right now. I'm not wetting it, but this is so pretty. It's got a hint of pink almost to it. And these have been my favorite One and Dones for years. Like, you can just see how that shears out in the swatch. It has a really subtle amount of shimmer. It's not too glitter heavy, I find. I do think the new ones have a little bit more of an obvious sparkle to it than the older range has, but for me, this is still really pretty. This with a fluffy brush and just like dusting it all over your lid, so pretty, and very pretty on the lower lash line. It gives that hint of slightly smoky vibe, it gives a hint of a smoky vibe, but without it being overpowering and like something like I'm wearing today. This is not a One and Done eyeshadow look, I'm very aware, but that can sometimes like really like travel and sort of smudge on me. But a shade like this, I don't care how much it smudges because it will look pretty every single time. And the final powder shadows I have for you are these guys. They are both from Clavu, which is a K-beauty brand, and these are so pretty. They are the Urban Pearlzation eyeshadow in Glam Brown and Silver Lilac. So let me show you these up close so you can have a closer look at what these look like. So the light one is Silver Lilac and the slightly deeper one is Glam Brown. And Silver Lilac is great as an inner corner highlight or as a slight topper because it is a little bit more sheer as well. And Glam Brown can very easily be used by itself. So that's why I have both of them. They combine really well too. Like they're just stunning. So let me show you these in a swatch so you can see. Like they're very sheer. So here is Glam Brown. That's the one that has a little bit more of a base to it. And then Silver Lilac is really pretty. And as I mentioned, like combined, they look really stunning indeed. Do you need both? No. I think if you get just one and you really want it to be a one and done, go for Glam Brown. But I think they do 4 or 5 different shades in the range. And so far, this is what we're dealing with when it comes to one and dones. So those were the powders. So the next category is the final category, which is my creams. And creams are multitude in here because I told you at the start of the video that I was going to be showing you 10 items, but I'm going to be showing you 15. So bear with me because I have 8 more creams for you and we've already talked about 7 different products. In the first cream sort of vibe I have to show you, this is sort of like a cream to powder kind of hybrid. It's by M Cosmetics. It's the Cosmic Pearl dewy eyeshadow in the shade Luna. And what appealed to me about this one so much is that it looks gold and then it looks silver. So it's got both warmth and cool tones in one shade. And that makes it a perfect one and done for me. I have to refilm this bit because my camera battery died, but I swatched it for you right here. It's super intense, really shiny, really, really beautiful. Look at that shine. And I just love how when the light doesn't hit it, it's a gold, and then it hits it and it looks like it's a stark, stark silver. Really interesting shade. I hadn't really tried it from M Cosmetics yet, and I'm so happy I have it now. The next shade I want to show you is a cream shadow from Mina. This is their 24-hour cream shadow. I just got it in a super light, neutrally shade, or light, I shouldn't say, because it's quite deep. Here's what it looks like. Mine got a little dried up and pooled in here, but still fine. I can swatch it and it still works. And I use these with fingers mostly anyway, because with creams, I just love them as one and dones because they're just so easy to use because the product is already on your finger anyway. And then you just dab it on and you're good to go. I always travel with things like this. So I'm gonna swatch it over here off to the right side so that you can see a little bit about the depth that this has. So depth-wise, it definitely comes close to what the Victoria Beckham does, but I definitely feel this has perhaps a little less shine. It's a little bit more of a satin. It definitely has a sheen, so if you sheer it out, it's still very beautiful. But what I love doing with it is using it as a base. I've used it as a base here, and the thing I've layered on top, and that's right next to it, is the REM Beauty Cream Eyeshadow in the shade Affirmation. These were discontinued because they dry up super quickly, so I have found though that if you stir them up with a spatula, they're fine. The top layer gets really dry super quickly, but you also need to like twist it shut really, really well. And the REM by itself is swatched over here, so that's Affirmation. But layered over the Mina, it just hits another level. And I really, really enjoy that look. Sure, you can use them by themselves. The REM is really, really pretty. For that sheer wash of just something sparkly, looks very editorial. Maybe with a bit of liner and black mascara, you're good to go. But layer it with the Mina, it just really hits a different dimension. What do you guys think? Next up, I have 2 shades by Moira, and this is their, let me see what the product is called, I don't remember, the Star Show pot, and this is shade 17 Eureka, and I also have Muse, which is shade 5. So let's start with Muse. So with these, I always, if they come with little lids inside it, I always keep them because that's the thing that's going to work best. So look at this. Ah, so pretty. It's more of like a bronzy taupe leaning shade, and I feel that texture-wise, these are a dupe for the Victoria Beckham ones. So this brand has definitely looked at Victoria Beckham and thought, that looks like something we might be able to do as well. So I'm going to be swatching Muse first, and then I'm going to show you Eureka, and this is your cooler tone, which is right here. So here is Muse, which is like this bronzy brown, but it's got like that sort of cooler tone flash to it, really pretty. And next to it is Eureka, which is like more of like a, like base-wise, I feel it's a little bit more taupe, and then it has that silver flash, which I really like as well. These are very soft, very sheer, and very blendable. You can really just dab them on with your fingers, whereas with the Victoria Beckham, I feel it's more like a powder shadow, like a traditional powder shadow, and those apply better with brushes, but these can definitely be used as fingers because they're just creamy enough. And then for my original followers, the people who've been here for a long time, know that I love my ColourPop Super Shocks. I like them enough that labels are disappearing and that we can hit pan. These are my two favorite shades. I have loads of other ones, but the ones I still reach for the most till this day are Ritz and So Quiche, and I have backups of these for that reason. So Ritz, I've had the longest, I think. So this is what mine looks like. Very well used and well loved. I just love the shades, and I just travel with this all the time. I'm pre-filming a lot because I'm gonna be traveling in a few weeks. So this is definitely a contender for going into my travel makeup bag yet again, because they come with me every trip I do. Really, they just do. And then So Quiche is really interesting because it's like a taupey base, but then it has a lot of like shine to it. It's got like gold and pink and even a hint of green, depending on how the light hits it. And this is also close to hitting pan, I think mine is. These do get a little bit dry and crumbly if they get old, but I believe you can revive them with baby oil. That's what I've heard. So here is So Quiche. This is a bit of an awkward spot, and here is Ritz. And Ritz is like a nude base with lots of silver sparkles. And these also pair really well together. So Ritz layered over So Quiche is really pretty. So Quiche can also just be used as a bit of liner and then putting Ritz all over your lid. I love putting So Quiche on the lower lash line as well for a bit of definition. So I just two shades and I have so many options, but together they're just a match made in heaven. So the ColourPop Super Shocks, I don't care what you do, you don't have to buy these ones, but if you have one of them that you feel is a great look for you as a one and done, I would go for that because they're just stunning and they last a really long time. Again, make sure you twist them shut so they don't dry out, because again, also ColourPop Super Shocks can dry out really quickly. Some more affordable things then by Moira, because Moira does some more things as well that are really pretty. These are more like duochromes, I believe. These are their Lucent cream shadows in Infinity and Jupiter. So Infinity is this really pretty, like softer shade, I feel. But it's a very good neutral and so pretty. And these are definitely more like traditional cream shadows. The other ones that I showed you from Moira definitely have that powdery texture. It's got like a bit more of a grainy texture. These are completely smooth. And then Jupiter is the strongest shift of the two. This one has that like blue purple flash. Really pretty, especially if you have like a brown or a black liner, and then sticking this on top, it's just so stunning. So here we have the two Moira shades. Of course, I can't twist my arm far enough, but that way you can see the shift a little bit when the light hits it. So this is Infinity, and here we have Jupiter right here. So if it doesn't catch the light, I feel these aren't that special, but it's really when the light catches them that they look really stunning. And they're very soft and really easy to work with, I find as well. So really great for like taking a bit on your finger and dabbing them on. Maybe I take these two with me instead of the ColourPop. I don't know yet. I still have to pack my bags. I don't even have a packing list yet. And then also affordable is this guy from Kiko. This is the Color Lasting Creamy Eyeshadow in 07, which is like lilac silver or something like that. Such a good cool tone. And I didn't know that that Kiko can do such great cream products. I hadn't tried too many of them, and some of you were recommending them to me, knowing how much I love Kiko. And the water shadows have been such a long-term staple that I was like, I just need to give this a whirl. I just need to give it a try and see how much I like it. Now, I hope I can show you this, because it is right here. That's where 07 from Kiko is. Yeah, you can see it catching the light right there. Really pretty. Such a stunning formula. Amazing wear time as well, because it's more of like a wet, creamy finish, I should say. And it kind of sets itself, so it can be used as a base as well. And it just works so wonderfully. And finally, I think the queen of the one and done shadow, and who pretty much has her brand function around easy to use makeup, is Trini London. Now you don't have to like her, but her products are actually really good. I've got two of her eyeshadows here. I've got Mystery and I've got Magician. And I think these are really beautiful. Again, great for travel. Also because these stack together. So if you have a couple of her products, you can just like stack them all together and you have everything you need in one go. Here's what Mystery looks like. And this is a little bit more of a gold leaning taupe, I would say. Really stunning. Let me see where I can swatch it because I've been struggling showing you these. And then we have Magician. And this is one that I passed up on originally because it was like, oh, that's so similar to everything I have. And now I have it and I'm using it and I'm like, oh, I was missing out. Because I think this is my favorite of the two. It's a little bit more gray than Mystery is. So I've put them right here to the side. So here is Mystery and here is Magician. And you can see that Magician has that hint of purple to it, making it a great cool tone. And these are so wonderful because they also set into place. Once they're dried down, they won't budge. But what's so beautiful about these is that you do have a little bit of playtime. So what I love doing is just taking my finger, dabbing it on, and then taking a super fluffy brush, picking up just a little bit more, and then just going all over. And it looks seamless every time. It's like the easiest thing to use for sure. So these are really pretty. I also have some shades to deepen things up and to layer over to add sparkle, which are also stunning. But I think these are my favorites because they really are that versatile where you can use them all over. And now I'm sitting here and I filmed this video and I'm like, wait, I should have included eyeshadow sticks as well because I could do that as well, but it would just be renditions of these. Like, does it even look like these are different to you? I mean, they're different to me, but you really don't need this many. Of course, I test these out, I try things out, but as you also know, if you've watched my videos about One and Done shadows before, then all of these shades, like most of them I have shown you before. So these are just some really stunning, really nice sparkly things. I will have some links in the description box down below for like swatching it against other things because I swatched out all of my singles last year and I sometimes review these things on the blog as well, and then you can see what things look like on the eyes. Some of the newer things I haven't gotten around to reviewing yet though, so I won't have those links for everything. And of course, I will have links if you want to purchase any of these. So if you want to go shopping and you want to help me make a small commission, then you can by using the shopping links in the description box as well. So thank you so very much for joining me here today. I have a load more videos coming in eyeshadow palette month for sure, so stay tuned for my daily videos as we're talking about eyeshadow and eyeshadow palettes all month over on the channel. I also am hosting a giveaway, so I'll make sure to link you to that video down below in case you want to enter. Thank you so very much for taking the time out of your day to watch my videos. Thumbs it up, subscribe to the channel, and then I hope to see you in my next one. Bye-bye.